What is up, YouTube fam? Robbie C here, and we have a major announcement that literally, it affects the future of the channel, the future of my life, and really want to bring you into it. Before we dive in, gotta ask the most important question today. How you doing today, Hunter? You having a good one?
So catch me if I fall.
Okay, let's not sugarcoat it, you know? We're not gonna dilly-dally. We're not gonna dance around it. We're just gonna go right for it. It's gonna be fantastic. Guys, I wanna let you know that we have signed another 2-year contract with Foundation Disc Golf. That's right, we're staying on Team Foundation for another 2 years. So excited for what the future holds. So I want to talk about and spin a few holes. I'm just going to play around, trying to share my thoughts, talk about how I felt about the first 2-year contract and what encouraged me to go to the next 2-year contract and what we're hoping to accomplish in the second 2-year contract. So let's dive in, shall we? Hole 1. We signed a contract 2 years ago. It's crazy to think that it was 2 years ago with Foundation Disc Golf. And the contract was very simple. I was going to be joining Foundation and putting the Robbie C brand underneath. They were licensing Robbie C brand is really, I think, the technical term, the way to look at it. So Robbie C merch, Robbie C YouTube videos, all of that would be kind of housed under the Foundation channel. And I want to talk about what that meant for me and what that provided for me, as well as what that provided for hopefully Foundation. Just kind of lifted, didn't it? If it gets through that tree, it's sneaky good. Yeah. Really what it meant for me was that I was going to be able to have consistency in a lot of things, because there are areas of this YouTube content creation world that, I'm just gonna be honest, I just don't really like. Not only do I not like them, I'm not very good at them, and I like to improve at a lot of things in life. And I kind of just had no desire to ever get better at these things. Well, that was kind of poor, wasn't it? I guess not as poor as I thought. I just could have put more on it. The first and most obvious is editing. I think I was okay at editing. There were things about editing where it would be oh, I want to put in this really cool thing where it's I'm gonna say a text, and as this flies across the screen, the text is revealed. And one time I did that in a video. I'm not kidding, guys. It took me legitimately 5 hours. That was tough. Took me legit 5 hours to figure out how to do that. I put it in the video. This isn't hate, but not one person noticed it. No one said wow, that was cool. Wow, what a nice effect. That wasn't me being crushed or offended. It was just okay, first off, this is a little shanty we got going on here. I'm not good at editing. I'm very, very slow at it. Compared to a lot of people, I am very bad at it. And so because of that, it was just a skill that I never really felt like I had, not a skill that I necessarily wanted to get better at. And so I just knew that it was gonna hold back the quality of the videos and things like that. I look at people like Overthrow and Mikey doing an ad read recently in one of their videos was it was so funny and it was so well edited. And I'm just never gonna do that, be able to pull that off. I may have the timing, and that's where if you honestly wanna know why this existed, with the me getting really close to the camera, is because I wanted an attention grabber, and I was too bad at editing to figure out I could cut in, but it just wasn't the same effect. Sci Guy became the editor, and we watched the quality of the videos drastically increase, because now I suddenly didn't have to shoot on my iPhone all the time, so I could finish a day of shooting and actually still be able to use my cell phone. We could change the color grading around. Just so many options, because I'm able to use these nice mics. I'm able to use a nicer camera. These are all huge positive benefits to having an editor who's actually crazy good at editing. And for the past 2 years, Sci Guy and I have really tried to figure out this rhythm of hey, here's something I like seeing the video. And he's a wizard, y'all. Harry Potter, watch out, because Silas is the chosen one. He will end all tyranny in the wizarding world because he's just that magic at doing it. So Sci Guy, love you, brother. Thank you for being the best. Especially with me jumping to 2 videos a week, that's never gonna be possible without me having an editor and having someone handling that. Because like I said, the method that I use is, if you think about for me, it was about 30 to 45 minutes of editing per 1 minute of a video. So it just opened up room and time for me to have a whole lot of other options. That's really good. That's deep. Whoops. That's too good. Now, the second thing that I'm both bad at and actually have like no desire to work on is being on the business side. I don't really want to go find ad spots because I think it's cool and it creates opportunity, but I'm really bad at like selling myself. Not that I don't believe in myself. I think that like what we're doing here is like really good stuff, but I struggle for those like business combos. Just like I'm struggling to putt today, apparently. Second guy's dialed, so I got to show up first. But that's where we bring in ABB. And we bring in ABB for a couple of things because ABB, All Business Brad, is my co-host on In the Bag, but also Brad is sort of the business VP of sales or something like that. I don't know what the internal wording is, but Brad's the business guy. And so his job is to go out and hopefully make it so that I don't have to go out and find ad spots and ad sponsors for videos. And I think he is going to do a phenomenal job at this. And so we have sort of, over the past 2 years in that relationship, sort of tried to find the balance of like, hey, here are sponsorships that I think are great. Here are sponsorships that, not know about those, and create opportunities to bring extra revenue to the channel so that we can, how do I put this in a way that like makes sense to the general audience? At the end of the day, this is my job. So like we have to have a certain level of success on the channel, which means that we have to provide videos that y'all are willing to watch, but also I can't like sell out either. So how do we find this balance of videos that I want to make that I think are really fun and great and helpful for y'all, but also perform well, because sometimes I have an idea that I think is really great, but nobody wants to watch it, so it doesn't perform as well. And so having ad revenue on top of like ad spots and things helps balance that scale a little bit to allow a little more creative freedom, which allows us to have even more fun here on the channel, which I think you guys enjoy. Like if I'm enjoying it, I think that's gonna make it more enjoyable for y'all and the experience as well. And ABB is poised and ready to do that here in the second contract. Y'all, this hole is wacky. It's wacky and it's arguably just bad. Like it's just not a great hole. It's 304 feet. It's a par 4. And you may be saying, well, that makes no sense, but trust me, you're gonna see this hole. It's tough. So I'm excited. I don't think that it means that we're gonna have like an ad spot on every video. Every video isn't gonna be Manscaped or whatever, but I do think there's gonna be more of an ad presence. And if you wanna support what we're doing here, one of the best ways, I don't want you to check out every product. I want you to I don't want you to run out of money because you're trying to support what we're doing here. I appreciate your love and support. You watching the videos, hitting that like button really helps. But if you are interested in those products, it helps. It helps lets advertisement companies know, helps ABB's job be a little easier because he's like, hey, we're converting on these things. So I'm gonna try to have a variety of different ads, and I'm gonna try to find ad spots and companies that I really agree with and I'm excited for. So excited to see that. Let's go ahead and rip one, shall we? Justice. Well, that's not very good, is it? That's a terrible shot. Same mistake, but that one's off the back wall. Yeah, we'll play the second one. Now, another thing besides the ad spots that I do, like guys, Brad has knocked this absolutely out of the park, is fulfillment. Custom discs, custom opportunities, custom discs, custom merch, all of that. First off, when it comes to fulfillment, post offices stress me out, like I'm sure that it does a lot of people. And holding the inventory, I don't have a warehouse or anything. I just have my house, and my hobbies already take up so much space. My wife has told me on a regular basis, because you monetize all your hobbies, Robbie, like they just take up all the space in our house. I don't have room for my hobbies. And that's accurate. Tough, but accurate. We want to make more room for her stuff, which means that I can't be ordering 1,000 custom discs and like holding them in my basement and then have all the shipping supplies and things like that. So Foundation has been super clutch. Birdie Building Wizards, the fact that so many of you have Birdie Building Wizards, that deal doesn't happen, as well as y'all having access to them doesn't happen without Brad and the team in the warehouse making that happen. I mean, for Black Friday, we talked about custom zones, and 2 weeks later, we had custom zones available. Missed that. A little more skipping than I wanted, but that's fine. I don't want to pull it over because there is OB on this hole, and we are going to take the mulligan. So I will ask, as we head into the new year, discs, I try to make sure that we run discs that are popular or discs that I bag, really trying to lean into discs that I bag. So what are some custom runs and things that you guys would like to see this coming year? That's poetic. My body knows because we're talking about our second contract. So the second guy is trying to like really take off. That Clever me. Another thing that we're trying to take advantage of this year is we're trying to take advantage of a lot more custom merch, because I want you guys, if you want to be able to rep the Robbie C brand out there, I want that to be an option for you. So we actually, at the end of November, dropped 2 new shirts that were available. If you head to foundationdisc.com, check out Robbie C. You'll see those new shirts there. It is sort of our intro and outro slogan. We have a "How You Doing Today" name tag shirt that I think is super fun and super like cool, since that's been such a part of it. And obviously we created a little bit of a culture here of people looking for their names, hoping for their names. So excited to see that. And we also did one off the positivity slogan at the end of the videos, inspired by a man who was an absolute mentor and just incredible human being, Mr. Holland. He always made me feel so bright and happy, because he would always tell you, "Hope you have an amazing day. Make it great for someone else too." So we've adopted that slogan into "Hope you have an amazing day. Make it fantastic for someone else too." So that way we're outward thinking. We're focused on bringing that positive vibe to other people. So if you want to spread those positive vibes, check out the merch options. If you have other merch options of either phrases that we've used frequently or things like that you're like, "Why is that not on a shirt?" feel free to leave it in the comments below. I would say one of the biggest things that Foundation has really brought is a community. I think about some of my favorite memories. I've been going up to Foundation for a week every business quarter. So for the past 2 years, I have spent over 2 months, because for Worlds I was there for 2 weeks. I spent over 2 months living in Lynchburg, Virginia, shooting videos, creating content, and doing that thing. So it's created this really cool sense of community, like being a part of the team. For some people that do content and like you have no idea what they're like in real life, because they may be like really outgoing or like really loud or whatever the personality they portray on camera may be. And I think one thing about Foundation is everyone is very much themselves. Like when you hang out with them and you're goofing around and things like that, the vibe that you feel of watching their videos is exactly the vibe you feel when you're goofing around and joking with them in person as well, which is fantastic. I love that transparency. I love being aligned with people that have similar core beliefs. Just really here for that. But like for me, I am an extrovert to the core. I try to have this outgoing personality on camera, but like when my wife is out of town, I will literally go eat at a mall food court if all of my friends are busy and I can't do anything, because I just, like Ariel, want to be where the people are. Oh, it's a good thing we threw a pig. Well, that was kind of rough, wasn't it? Dude, isn't it gonna be crazy when our longest putt yet, and this is the one the first guy makes? Yeah, I know, guys. Second contract, second putt. What can I say? But y'all, let me just say the community has been huge. And also, in running a solo operation on YouTube and you don't have a team with you, I worked at a church for a long time, worked at a publishing company, and always had a team around me. And so having a team to connect with and work with is really cool. And situations like where our son was born, and being able to sort of hand the reins off and be like, "Hey, I'd really love to be like involved and really dialed in and focused in those first few weeks of my son's life, and like really enjoy that first few weeks of parenthood for the first time." Having Foundation there to help pick up the slack has been indescribable, uncalculable. It's been amazing. So when I was thinking about how I was going to frame this video, I wanted to talk about, hey, why 2 more years? Because I think that I see the vision and the hope of where Foundation wants to go, and I can see how we fit into that. Right now, the guys are not super in love with coaching. They don't have a huge passion for coaching, but obviously there's a need for it. And so with Robbie C and Foundation coming together, it really helps branch out that coaching. We're offering lessons now, which was something that if I was doing editing and all that, offering online lessons was just never going to be on the table, never in the cards for me. So that opened up an opportunity for me to do lessons and get even more connected with y'all. Oh, you early released that, you silly, silly man. That's not very good, is it? Yeah, that was terrible. So let me tell you that Foundation, we've got some cool things in the coaching realm coming around. So very, very excited for that. And if you haven't signed up for a virtual lesson, we're having a really great time with them, helping people improve their backhand, their putting, their mental, their forehands, guys, just so many opportunities and options. So if you're interested in virtual lessons, foundationdisc.com, search virtual lesson Robbie C. Our hope is to, it'd be a dream to bring on other coaches and things like that. So guys, really, really cool opportunities available there. But let's talk about what the future looks like for Robbie C Disc Golf. We're gonna go a little bit more flippy because I think that the trees on the right are really getting grown out. So you kind of have to throw like a very, very straight shot. So I'm gonna go super flippy so that I can, into this headwind, throw on a ton of hyzer and have it stand up. At least that's the goal. So what can you look forward to in the next contract? In the next contract, we're gonna see more merch drops, more custom discs on the next contract, which is really cool. So like I said, if there's custom discs that you wanna see, feel free to let us know. But I think really we have one big push that we're really trying to make in the next 2 years. And I think it's a big one. Stand all the way up. I mean, I put it on so much hyzer. That's deserved. Okay, I like that. Nice. I will say, if anybody has a beat on this run of Mako 3, the Dakota Panis Star Mako 3s, Tour Series last year, team champion, last year before she left the team. If you have a beat on these that are not this like orangey vibe, I hate orange discs. If you got a beat on those, I don't know what colors were out there, I'll be honest. But if you got a beat on one, let me know. Our last kind of goal, hope of this contract, is that when we had our first contract, we crossed 50,000 subscribers. Really, really grateful. We've been doing this full time since 2021. So it took us, we hit that last year. So it took us full time, 2 years full time, we hit 50,000 subscribers, which means by the end of this contract, we'll be full time for 5 years. And the real dream is that probably by the time that this video goes live, Jay Milley will also have crossed 100,000 subscribers. But I would love to join the club. I'd love to get that play button. Just personal accomplishment. Getting after it, I think could be really cool. I'm like really bad at being a YouTuber and doing the YouTubey things, like like and subscribe, hit the like button, it helps it out, you know, hit the bell for notifications, whatever it may be. But I know that like making that push and all of that actually like does help when you hit those buttons. Like when you hit the like button, it's free for you. It does actually cost you nothing. It goes to some remote playlist that lots of people don't even like ever utilize, but it helps. It helps get the video in front of more people, things like that. Subscribing helps get that number up. I would love it. If you want to help support the channel and you want to help get us there, that would be amazing. I really would appreciate that. In this next 2 years, we're going to try to make a push to 100,000 subscribers. I was talking with Brad after we filmed a podcast because on the shelf behind him, he has Foundation's 100K subscriber plaque, and I would love to be able to put a Robbie C one right next to it for them. So really, really grateful for y'all. Really stoked. If it wasn't for y'all's support, we would never have been here. We would have finished the 2-year contract with Foundation, and it would have been like, that was kind of meh. So see you later, alligator. But y'all's support has really been huge, and I'm grateful. And we early released it again. That might be OB. Nope, thankfully there's a ditch. Little Connor Frisbee toss, close things out. Nope, that was sad. That was good. Nope, because it was an eagle. That's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the silliness that was the end of that. Thank you so much, Foundation. Looking forward to year 2. What has been your favorite video or your favorite moment? Whether it was collaboration or just video moment we've had on the Robbie C channel in the last 2 years. Looking forward to hearing your answers in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Do whatever you feel like doing to support the channel. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Please make it fantastic for someone else too. But for now, we're gonna leave you with the birdie.